Good evening and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today's VCT Pacific Scrum. We're here with Cruz and Frost from TALON Esports. Before we jump into the Q&A sessions, we'll start by hearing some thoughts from Cruz and Frost. Cruz, let's start with you.
I think they played pretty well. They came up with pretty good game plan on both Haven and Ascent. Pearl, we suck. No game plan needed. We just suck. But yeah, I think it was pretty hard to play them. Took us a few rounds to figure out what they're trying to do, but then when after a pause, after figuring them out, it was a bit easier because there's not much you can do with the comp change, and if we're not scared, yeah.
Yeah, I'll slightly disagree. I think we played much better than the scoreline indicated. I think the issue is we've lost every pistol, it seems like, for 2 months. And I went from a 90% win rate team before the Genji game and kickoff to a 20% win rate pistol team. And it puts us in a lot of bad problems. They converted their bonus, which puts us at a 0-4 deficit pretty much every time. But if you look at gun rounds, I felt like with the majority of the gun rounds in the entire series, we basically cooked them. So I thought we actually played much better than the scoreline indicated, but if we don't win pistols, this is how every game is going to look. It's going to be a slug match because we're giving people free rounds, and that's just tough. But I was pretty happy with, I think, the overall way that people played. I will agree with Cruz that Nongshim is really good, and they keep getting better. And it's harder and harder and harder, and I believe now we beat them 3 times since January, and it's like every time we play them, it's just way harder to win. So I think they're definitely now figuring us out and trying stuff, and it's making Cruz's life a lot harder. And yeah, so props to them on the match.
Thank you. We'll now open to the floor for on-site live questions. If you have any question, please raise your hand. We'll bring you a microphone. 질문 있는 기자님들은 손을 들어주시면 마이크를 가져다 드리겠습니다.
Hello, I'm Aru. Congratulations on the win today. My first question is to both of you. The team has very strong offense side on Haven, but we struggled on Pearl and Ascent with offense. And I figured out that in Haven, Jib Boys and Killua get very proactive on Lurk, and then enabling the main members to enter site easily. But on Pearl and Ascent, they struggle to Lurk, and also the main team struggle to entry. So I would like to hear your thoughts about your offense side. Thank you.
I think we just have a misunderstanding of what we're supposed to do when things happen. I think there's a misunderstanding of what the reaction should be on maps like Pearl. We're just giving them a free one. Actually, if we watch it back, and if Frost and I explain what happened, I think they'll understand why we just gave them a free round. It's pretty obvious, and we just don't understand the fundamental of the maps, like the movement. So it's easier for them to figure us out, and it gives them more opportunities to know where the pack is as well.
Yeah, it's something Munchkin exploited on Icebox against us, and I just have to remind everybody that I have 3 rookies again, and it's very difficult to play these high-level matches week to week with bigger coaching staffs, and I would argue more patience, because it seems like everyone is very impatient when it comes to us because we have to win now. And the truth is, they just need time to figure it out. But this team, these guys are really smart, and they learn fast. I actually told this group yesterday, This roster learns faster than any roster I've ever been around, and that includes every game. I'm talking Rocket League, Crossfire, CS:GO, any of the flip side rosters in CS:GO. It's like not even close how fast they adapt and they learn. The problem is they just, Thai, as an example, Thai was an academy player literally 4 months ago, and before that, I'm not even sure he did anything organized, right? You have Killua, who, sure, he came from, Full Sense of some of these other teams, but I'm sure we can all agree that, playing tier 2 teams in, APAC compared to having to play Genji, DRX, T1, that's, that's like very different. So I agree with Cruz. I think it's like, okay, we have to be able to play these maps against good teams. We just can't avoid it because we don't have 50 bans, right? So we have to try it. We have to try to come up with easy enough game plans that are play to their strengths. And then sometimes, you run into the wrong guy. You run into K-Ron, you run into Munchkin on Icebox solo, you run into Texture with an op on Art, and then it's like, all of a sudden it's like, so, we're trying our best because we know we have to. I mean, again, this map pool completely favored Nongshim. I mean, we played Ascent and we played Pearl. Both of those maps we have not played very well on this whole year. Talon before that was like 20% win rate on Ascent last year, right? So it's going to be a struggle if we get certain maps, and people know this now, right? So I imagine the next teams we're going to play are going to do this, and the unfortunate thing for them is if the game turns ugly, it's actually better for us, and you saw that down 0-4, on Ascent. It's like the moment you turn it into a mess, these guys can shoot, and I think people are doing us favors by both picking the maps and then trying to make the map ugly. I think they're doing us a lot of favors, so I'm really grateful that that's happening.
Thank you. My second question is in line with your later part of your answer. Talon has been very struggling on Pearl, especially after it was released from the map pool. Talon has no win on the Pearl, but you have been let the opponent choose Pearl. So I'd like to hear your thoughts about, are you deliberately testing or making practice Pearl? And I would like to hear your thoughts on map drafts for the rest of the playoff. Thank you.
We've never lost a scrim in Pearl.
That's true. That is true, bro.
That's all I'm gonna say. We've never lost a single scrim in Pearl.
Yes.
Since the since Secret, we've never lost a single scrim in Pearl. Ever.
Yep.
And we play good teams. We play really good teams in this league. Bro. And then we show up and then we just piss our pants and we don't know how to play Pearl. Unlucky.
Yeah. Unlucky is right.
Nothing else needs to be said. That's true. Unlucko bucko, bro. It's just tough, man. You never know. Ascent too, by the way. Ascent's the same.
Thank you very much. Good luck on your next game.
Are we scrimmers too? Is this roster scrimmers?
Thank you for sharing. We'll now move on to the pre-submitted questions.
Bro.
First questions will go to Cruz. This is your third time defeating Nongshim this season with the same 2-1 score line. What is the recipe for keeping the undefeated record going?
I think I just have more experience than they do as a team. So I understand what the adaptations they will do and what might happen in the future compared to them that I think I'm just a bit ahead because I have experience, but I think they've been getting better every time. Just like how we play teams like Genji where Munchkin knows how I'm going to adapt. He's one step ahead. It's the same idea, but it takes time to maybe his IGL understands what I'm trying to do, but to be able to translate that into 4 other members in the team is really hard, which is what happened to us on Icebox against Genji. So that's why I think it's a matter of time and experience because I think they're also a very young roster, and I think they'll only get better as well.
Thank you for sharing. The last question will also go to Cruz. You will be facing up against DRX tomorrow. How are you looking to maintain this consistency? Is there anything you would like to share with your fans?
Consistency says we're gonna lose.
Yeah, the consistency says we're gonna lose actually. But I think it's more of like it's gonna be a really good experience for our team to play all these teams, these really big brain teams. They have many layers, and if we can grind out a game, grind out a win, I think it'll help us just steamroll like the next few games, because I think it's the experience that we're lacking. And if we are able to be lucky enough to just win, even though it's messy, even though we don't understand much, but also experience what we don't know, I think it'll make the team very strong. And I just hope that we do our best and we just don't lose confidence mid-game.
Okay, that's wrap-ups for today's scrums with TALON Esports, and we would like to bring this session to a close. Thank you again for joining us.